Alexander is my name, Macedonia's most famous commander. History calls the great, but I prefer the greatest. A king aged only 20 when my dad assassinated. Advisors called for calm, but frankly peace is overrated. Crushed rebels in Greek city-states, so thousands of the martyrs, made short labor of my neighbors, and that was just for starters. Alexander, full-time fighter, made my home more secure, but that wasn't enough. I wanted more. And so began my master plan to conquer by invasion. Started with Dad's enemy, the famous Persian nation. Ruler Darius had far more troops and inconvenience, but I won, then thrashed Egypt. I'm a military genius. Founded Egypt's Alexandria, named for the greatest man alive. I was now Pharaoh and king of Persia, not bad for 25. Alexander, victorious fighter. The greatest sounds flat, how about the living God? Yeah, I'll buy that. My loyal followers said that's the stuff, but I, a born warrior, said it's not enough. Let's take India, last man, there's a fool. Started wearing Persian clothes, boy I looked so cool, but made my troops suspicious. Men called me too ambitious, said they wouldn't follow me. Guitar solo, Ptolemy. Because of me, Ptolemy, he'll go far. He'll found the dynasty that ends with Cleopatra. Then there's Hephaestion, my best friend, of course. Unless you count Bucephalus, but he's a horse. Why the long face, my friend? Anyway, together it was going grand, till Busi died and my men took a stand. I wanted to continue, but my hands were tied, so I sat in my tent and I cried. Alexander, no more a fighter. Adventures had to stop because 323 BC saw me drop dead.
Coming up next in HHTV News, we go over to the medieval era for... Oh no, wait, I have some breaking news. It seems I'm being told I'm not allowed to start yet because some Georgian kings want to be allowed to sing first. So I will hand you over now, live, to Kings George, George, George and George for the story of the Four Georges.
I took the throne of England just 'cause I was Protestant, a German prince, whose English thank King George #1.
I like to argue, now that's clear, especially with my father here. Before I died of diarrhea, I fought with my son.
I broke records with my 60-year reign.
And I broke the scales with my giant frame.
Born to rule over you, King George.
4, 3, 1,
And 2.
You had to do what we told you to.
I was the hunk. Girls adored me.
Testing 1, testing 2. I like to punch bananas into. Oh, what? Naughty face, thank you for gifting out 10 subs, man. Tip man up to you, sir. What a way to start off the stream. Ave, guys. Yes, it's only 10 hours away for you guys. I believe. If I'm correct on that, I believe it was 1830. Very hard on no balls? No. I don't like the very hard difficulty in this. Sir Bab, thank you so much for Twitch Prime. Tip man up to you, sir. I'll explain why I don't like it and why we won't be using it. Because it works in the same way the Hearts of Iron very hard works, and yeah, I don't like it. Where's this? I want to remove that. Oh, I may as well remove this. No, I have to remove my cam. Alright, so if you do very hard, here's what it does, right? So normal does nothing. And then hard gives the AI some more morale of armies, some actual manpower. It's very minor if you compare it to even Force very hard. Or hard, I guess. And then when you park it on hard, very hard, it gives you a morale of armies penalty. No! No! No, 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 no. I don't want my troops to suck because I'm playing on a difficulty. I'd be perfectly fine if they gave the enemy 3 times the units that they have, but I'm not gonna let my troops suck, I'm sorry. Is the music a bit loud? It could be. I'm gonna bump it down a notch, and then make it a little bit louder for myself. And then bump it down a notch for you guys. Banana, penis, vagina. I like to punch bananas in the face. Not on Monday. I think we're okay, although it's kind of hard to see. You can play on hard though, that's true. But I'm not doing that. Sir Bab, thank you for sewing, man. Tip man up to you, sir. And Nutty Face, thank you for sewing for 10 months in a row. Tip man up to you, sir. And yeah, that's about it. Isn't starting? Wow, okay. Flying Viking, thank you for gifting 10 subs, man. I haven't even started yet, ladies and gentlemen. Tip man up to you, sir. Thank you so much, guys. Am I critiquing the game? No, that's not allowed. Oh my, no! Sir man. Thank you for gifting out 5 subs, man. Tip man up to you, sir. It's Soviet Cookie. Thank you for summon for 25 months in a row. Tip man up to you. Well, that was all we have for you today, folks. Just a damn 8. Thank you for summoning for 2 months in a row. Tip man up to you, sir. So hard as to recommend it? No. Listen, right? The first time I played this, I've played this game quite a bit. Ever since I got the key. I have 159 hours. Don't up the difficulty at the start, okay? It's not an easy game. You don't have to start from scratch if you play the U4. But there's some intricacies in the game that, you know, you might want to take into account. If you just go full ham, you're going to just die. Well, unless you're paying attention, of course. This camera feels weird. It feels like it should be higher or something. Higher and then more to the... it's still not the way it's supposed to be, but... Anyway, let me get my chat on screen so I can actually see what you guys are saying. I'm gonna be trying to... Did I quit smoking? No. No, I quit smoking when I'm 28, I believe. There we go. Starting as Rome is a bit like playing as the Ottomans, although not really, because playing as the Ottomans would be like playing as the Seleucids or Maria. Rome in and of itself I mean, they get events that give them permaclaims. I suppose Rome is like playing as Byzantium after you've beaten the Ottomans. If that makes any sense. Oh. Shloma122, thank you so much for 24 months in a row. Tip man up to you, sir. And not Nadok, thank you for gifting 5 subs, man. Tip man up to you, sir. Gotta pass it on, he says. Hypotheses, GG, thank you so much for 5 months in a row. Tip man up to you, sir, man. Thank you guys so much. I haven't even done anything. Oh my god, this is great. So Rome isn't exactly like playing as the Ottomans. I don't know. They're really strong though, but you know, I have no intention to play as Rome a lot in this game. And I figured if I'm going to play as Rome once, I will show you what you're supposed to do with Rome, or at least what I think you're supposed to do with Rome. For Froneezy, thank you so much for 5 months in a row, man. Tip man up to you, sir. Rome is like Poland. I don't know what Rome is like. I really think it's like Byzantium after you've beaten the Ottomans because of all the free shit that you get. But you're not like inherently really powerful. So anyway, let's jump into this game. We're going for Iron Man mode, even though it doesn't really matter. And let's rename this save. Diadochi Rome. Let's not add spaces. Rome Dictator. Yeah, there's a couple things I need to explain. So, is Rome the strongest side? No. I think the Seleucids or Moria is probably the strongest side. No, hands down the Seleucids. Actually, Egypt. Maybe. Anyway, yeah, might want to move this a little bit over to the side. So what are we doing today? Well, so what I want to do is I want to proclaim a dictatorship, which is the most powerful government in the game. Well, not really. But the government that comes after this is the most powerful government in the game. And because I am a republic, I can choose who becomes the leader of the most powerful government in the game. I can choose which family because I'm a republic. So I can decide who I want to become dictator. Now, there are characters in this game, and there are families. And some of those families are really nice. Families with high stats. And some families are better than others. And those families are the families of Macedon, Thrace, Phrygia, Egypt, and the Seleucids. Because they get bonuses, which they can pass on to their children. So Seleucus over here has the blood of Seleucus, +1 finesse and +20% prominence, and then monthly corruption and change government policy cost reduction. The Phrygians get, what do they get? More finesse, aggressive expansion change, and this is all on top of what they already have, right? So these families are really good, and then Egypt has the best bonus, if I recall correctly. Yeah, oh yes. Beautiful. +1 zeal. Now zeal is not particularly something you want for your ruler, because, you know, what are you going to use zeal for, right? But effect if ruler. Wrong culture group happens, +15%. That's going to allow you to hit the aggressive expansion cap and not collapse. Well, one of the things. And then they get 5% research points, so that's really nice. And then Thrace has something very cool as well, because they have the blood of Lysimachus, which gives them +1 martial, and martial is really something you want for your rulers. So I think I'll be going for this straight, or maybe this one, because the blood of Antipateros is quite nice too. Charisma and martial are both something very valuable. Jewish one faith win. We'll see. Anyway, So what we need to do is we need to conquer Thrace and then accept the Lysimachus family, and I hope it stays alive. Which, you know, they don't have that many family members, so let's hope that they don't die. Now, what do you need for this decision? So you need to have a very popular ruler, which is reasonably easy to do. You need to have more than 20 tyranny. Once again, really easy to do. You need to have enacted Princeps civitatis, which is a law that you can pass if you have populists in power. And it basically makes you dictator for life, or consul for life, not dictator. Makes you consul for life. And you can only pass it if you have the populists in power. Now, the final requirement here is that you need to have your populist faction have greater or equal to 80 support. Now, what does that mean? That means that they need to have 80% of the seats in the Senate, which is motherfucking impossible. All right, so you can pass every law that gives the
Florryworry is back.
You can pass every law that reduces other factions' influence and boosts the populist influence, so like the Lex Claudia, and you can pass the Princeps civitatis, and you can pass the fucking Lex Ugulia. You can pass all of that shit. It won't matter, because once these guys hit like 60 influence, it will start dropping down again because the other factions are also gaining influence, right? So you have diminishing returns, so you can't possibly get over 60. And you can't endorse the faction if they have more than 50. So you need to use some tricks. Now, one thing you can do is if you can somehow get their influence to 65, and you appoint yourself a dictator as a populist candidate, by, declaring a war, and then you can appoint yourself a dictator, and then if you sign peace, if you have over 65, and the dude's pretty popular, he's gonna decide not to return dictatorial powers. And then you've got a dictator in power who doesn't want to, like, return his shit. He doesn't want to return his powers. And then, the Senate starts getting really upset, you get a whole bunch of unrest. And then they're going to ask, hey man, do you want to pass the Princeps civitatis law, even if you've already passed it? And then if you say yes, okay, then the dude rules for practically life. If you haven't already, and if you already have it, nothing happens. If you say no, then everybody from the populist faction gets upset. And then you can appease them by... I can't show you now. Then you can appease them by granting... Hold on. I need to do something here. Otherwise I can't show you. So we want the populists in power. Now there just happens to be a very nice populist martial skilled guy, this guy. And if you want to get someone in power, you need them to win battles so that they become rich and popular. Now this guy's a researcher, so he can't command my armies. So I'm gonna be like, well, it's nice that you're the researcher, but I need you somewhere else. So we make him into our general. Anyway, so you have the populist consul, and then you can you say no to his request to become dictator for life, and then every single populist guy becomes disloyal, and that will allow you to grant capitulatory honors, which gives support for the populist faction. But that is quite expensive, so we have a little trick up our sleeve. And also his name is fucking Lucius Volumnius Violence. He's the best guy. He's also a founder, and he's got a wife. She's quite good. He also has a baby. She's not pregnant, which is a bit unfortunate. But, yeah, this guy is going to conquer Rome. Now, whilst you're doing this, the populist, if you have the populist in power, you do get power cost increase, which is a bit of a sad thing. Sounds a bit complicated for a meme run. Don't worry about it. I have a trick up my sleeve, which I won't reveal just yet, but we're not going to need to do it the complicated way. Not in the slightest. So, anyway, check out Rome here. So we have a trade route with Sicilia to Latium, importing some grain. She's giving us a surplus in grain, but we already produce grain in Rome, so I don't need that trade route, and I'm going to be cancelling it. Because what I want is vegetables. You gotta eat your greens, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta eat your greens. So let's talk to this guy over for a bit and send him a gift. There we go. Now, give me your vegetables, baby. Thank you. I want another vegetable, because I need a surplus, so I can move my slaves around for cheapsies. So let's find myself another vegetable over here. Who's this? Numidia? No, I'll be at war with those. It's reasonably expensive, but I'll do it. But Daddy, I don't want to eat my kale. It's not just kale, it's also tomatoes. No, it's not tomatoes. Beans, man, beans. It's what? Apparently I need to unpause. Oh no, I only have one trait route, that's why I can't ask it. Right, you always want this policy on your capital. Gives you an extra trait route. So, let's go ask for those vegetables. Oh, and now all of a sudden everybody wants to give me their vegetables. Well, I'll ask with Inseralia because I did send them a gift, so... There you go, and now we have slave cost reduction, or slave moving cost reduction. Now, we still want that surplus of grain, and it's being produced in Norba, so let's move some slaves around. Norba, and Norba, and then we check whether we see a +1 over here. There you go, that's +1. Now we have +1 of iron, but at the start of the game, every single tag in the world wants iron. We want to trade, we want to export iron because it gives us 5% heavy infantry discipline, but, if we export it, we lose our surplus, which gives us 10. And we want both the export bonus and the surplus bonus. So we're going to make sure that we have an additional iron by moving our slaves around. So we produce iron in Ostia, so let's move our slaves over to Ostia. Until we see a +2 there. Now there is absolutely no reason to import anything into your capital if you also produce it in your capital region. It's silly, don't do it, just move slaves around. It's not that expensive. Turn on the trade, no, not yet. I'll turn it on later. As for our omen, we are going for discipline. Even though I like the others better, for now let's just stick with discipline. And I would like to build some more boats, because boats are what is going to help us conquer Greece. Is there anything else that we really need to do? Right, let's do our ideas. I want the morale of armies, the reinforcement speed, and the improved relation maximum. Alright, well, good to go. I think that was all the things we needed to do. One thing. This guy is the leading candidate right now. And my dude, this one, isn't even in the top 4. Right? So if we want to get him in power, which we do, that's gonna take quite a while. Or rather, the election's in 5 years, so we gotta win some battles quick. And get this guy all popular and shit. Trade policy and economic staff for +1. Yeah, but that also reduces your trade income by 15. I don't know if I want to do that one. I don't know if I want to do that one, buddy. Apula wants an alliance? I think not. Now, Rome gets free claims and everything, so unlike other countries where your opening move is usually to spend your oratory power on fabricating a claim, that's not for us today. We just wait. Did I trade out the iron? Not yet. Someone still needs to buy it. But they will. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, there we go. The end of the recent conflict with you guys have seen this so many times by now. I'm just gonna click that away. Basically, it gives us claims on all of this and all of this. And if we conquer Erutia, we get another event giving us a claim on Carthage. Hashtag spoilers. And if we conquer Apulia, we get a claim on Epirus. And if we conquer Epirus, we get a claim on Macedon. And if we conquer bits and pieces of this, we get a claim on all of Greece. Yes. Yes, spoilers, I know. Sue me. Alright? Just a heads up. Just a pro tip of the week. Because there's no mission tree or anything. This is like old school EU4 where you have to like figure it out. Hey, I gave you spoiler warnings. So declaring this war is going to mess up the Senate. Right? Yeah, increased tyranny. I'll be having none of that, but I don't have the oratory power to boost my civic faction. Do you have any allies? No. That's okay, we'll just buy some civic or political favors, oratory power, and then we boost up the civic faction for a bit. Oh, also the censor. I haven't talked about this at all. The censor gives Senate influence, but they give Senate influence. You might be thinking, oh, I'll just pick the dude with the most charisma. But that is not what you're supposed to do with the censor. The censor boosts the influence of the faction that he belongs to. So if I want populists in power, I need to pick this guy. This is not as important. It's mostly that you want to pay attention to. For the other guys, it doesn't matter. What is to this point better, Republic or Monarchy? So Monarchy is great because then you don't need to go Monarchy. You're already a monarchy. But Republic is great because it means you can make whoever you want into your ruler. Whoever you want. It's so easy to fuck with elections. It's so easy. It's the easiest thing ever. I'll show you in a bit. So now we have our Senate majority, so we can go declare this war. And I'll show you how freaking easy it is to get whoever you want elected. So yeah, he's not even on the list right now, the populist guy. Gonna force march in there so they can't run away. And Mr. Lucius Volumnius Violence just won a battle. Good job, Lucius! I'm going to go hold a triumph for you. Oh, look at him! Let's see. Oh, it's gonna take a month to update. And we've got quite a bit more popular things that we need to do. Now, when can I hold another triumph for you? Yikes, a year from now. You can actually hold a triumph for the same victory. Because there needs to be 720 days. "720 days after his last victory, you can hold a triumph." Oh, he has an infection, but he's already seeking treatment. Good job, buddy. How's my Vulnarius? Is he any good? Yeah, he's pretty good. Do I think the game is substantial enough? Oh, I think Paradox should add a lot more. But I also think it's great as it is. Even though I'm not really allowed to say that, so shut up. I feel like I really should stop talking. Because I'm gonna say things that are way too reviewy, and I don't want to say things that are way too reviewy. You're gonna need to hold off. I'll tell you Friday, how about that? Let's take a look at this. Is he on the list so far? No, he's still not on the list. Now, that's also because when I boosted the civic faction, I ruined my populist faction, so it's gonna make it slightly harder for him to get sworn into command there. But it's okay. We'll just wait until January 52 and then we can give him some more triumphs. Do I have a plan B for when things eventually go south? No, I'm pretty confident in this. See, what I did before was I would embrace every single family. Because I was like, oh, well, if I embrace every single family, that gives me a whole bunch of characters to play with. But I think I'm just going to embrace this one because it has 35 members and the rest is just kind of small, so I'm going to murder those. And it doesn't matter how many they have. As far as our inventions go, I'd like herbalism for some tech speed. Premium David, thank you for someone with Twitch Prime. Tip mad after you, sir. And finally, someone is buying my iron. Great. Alright, next up on the chopping block would be this guy, but we can't declare war on him. This is also something that you might want to pay attention to. So I can't declare war on this guy, because the Senate is divided. But I can threaten war on him, because the Senate is not divided on that in the slightest. So let's do just that. Alright, fantastic. Let's get our troops together. And we're also going to want to threaten war on this dude, because he's also at war with them, and I don't want them to steal my kill, right? You can go suck on the nut. I'm not dealing with that. I'll merge these together and make sure I've got the Volumnius in power. It's not an exploit. The Senate is more likely to vote for... Alright, now we need to turn this off. That I will do, but... I don't want the things to trade away my surplus. I was afraid that they wouldn't trade away my +2 iron. Also, we have another trade route, because we just became a regional power. And for my next trade goods... Well, I mean, you always want papyrus, but it's kind of impossible to get. So I'll go for some stone instead. They will trade at +2 from what I've seen. Okay. Well, I didn't want to jinx it. You know, it's... You would expect them to trade at 2. That's true. But would they really? You know? How's my guy doing? Man, military faction is... Sheesh. That's no good at all. Oh boy, the military faction getting even more power? I'm not so sure if I really want to deal with that. Now, if I do this, he gets upset, and he loses prominence, which makes him less likely to be voted into as consul. That said, I don't immediately need to flip into populist. I need to flip into populist by the time I get to Greece. So... we'll do that. It won't make us populist immediately, but that's okay. We don't need to be populist until we get to Greece, so it's fine. Just invade Egypt, easy papyrus. Yeah, I'll go right on and no CB them. Boss Drop Cord, thank you so much, Twitch Prime Man. Tip man up to you, sir. How are you getting so many babies? Twins?
Roses are red, violets are blue, Florryworry.
I like how you can imprison babies though, like that's so cool. You can just imprison babies and flog them. It's so stupid. It's just my shadow. Thank you for summon for 2 months in a row, man. Tip matter to you, sir. Ah, thanks, Post Robcore. I usually don't stream in the morning, so yeah, you can actually do that. It's really funny. The real Luck Duck, thank you so much for 5 months in a row, man. Tip matter to you, sir. Okay, we should be blockading that, but I don't know if my navy is strong enough for that yet. So let's try. This dude is still being voted on. Now, it is quite a bit hard to get a guy from a non-prestige... Oh, hello, Marcus Nigidius. How you do... Oh, shoot. So, Marcus Nigidius over here. He's 30 years old. Oh, he's from the Nigidi family. He's from the family that I accepted when I conquered this guy. So this dude over here, he can still be swayed to whichever faction. Now the only way that you can make them populist is by making them popular, making them corrupt, making them be part of a scorned family, and giving them corruption. Now this will give him 5 corruption, and now he's gonna get a little bit of this. Gonna get a little bit of bonus towards that, but that's not enough. He needs to be popular. So I'm not really sure if we can actually use this guy. We have to give him triumphs and everything. Let's hope we don't run into any pirates. That'd be unfortunate. Oh, triumph? Yes, it's time for another triumph. Let's do it. Triumph for the same victory as before, and let's check him. Is he in the list yet? I forget where to look. Aha! Lucius Volumnius Valens is now the 2nd guy on the list. Sure, it'd be a darn shame if someone were to smear your reputation. It's gonna take a month for it to update, so. Because the election's coming up in 3 years, and we need to get that well, we don't need to get that populist in power. We really don't. I don't know why I'm doing that. I mean, the other dude would only rule for 5 years. It's not the end of the world. It's just, you know. I missed the triumph. Which triumph? Admiral Master, thank you for 28 months in a row. Tip man after you, sir. I only missed the triumph by a few months. It's not that bad. Bam Sham, thank you for 9 months in a row. Tip man up to you, sir. So let's check. And he is now the leading candidate. And that's how you do it. That's how you get the populists in power, ladies and gentlemen. Still hold a couple triumphs and you're good to go. Now, depending on what family he's from, because this guy's from like a super freaking derpy family, and when you when you play the game for longer, eventually people from families like fucking this guy. No, not that guy. Let's check our families. One of these families is like ridiculously OP. They're like the Austria of prestige. The Ciproni family. So if there was a character from the Ciproni family that was just as popular and just as prominent as Volumnius Violence, they would win because they have more family prestige. Right? So that's a problem. And Nagidi family, for example. If I made one of the Nagidis really popular, like this guy, he would probably win. Wait a minute, what the fuck? Occupied by Sinonia? No way. I'm gonna need to let them unsiege it then. Sure, I'm fine with this. Come on, man, unsiege this shit. Oh, that was so unfortunate, because I was almost done with sieging it down as well. Did I see budget months EU4 1 culture? No, I have not. He refused to bird ever? That's hard to do, man. That's hard to do. Props to him. You know what's funny? I haven't birded since I started playing this game. I have never felt the need to bird. Well, no, that's not true. I felt the need to bird, but like when you get a baby and it's inbred or something, like oh my god, or it's dumb. Or freaking crippled or whatever, then you want to bird, but especially if the dude making the baby was already like 50 years old, so you know you can't make another one. Can you bird an Imperator? I don't know, I haven't tried. Throw him into the ground. Yeah, but then, you know, if the dude's already like 80 years old, you can't make another baby, man. I want to make sure that I'm using this. But I don't have enough talk power. So split up this navy because there's no pirates in the neighborhood, and that will give me a siege boost over here, even though I'm not really noticing it. And we almost have enough points to set that final area over to the many faces god. Alright. Got this siege down. I think we can piece these out then. Yes. And let's check out what families they have. So, okay. I'll get this guy and that guy, and we'll crucify the rest. I want big families, not small ones. Small ones are irrelevant. So I need them to siege this down so they unsiege this. Because I can't demand this land if the little column isn't occupied. And right now the other dude is occupying that column. So we have to hold our horses here. Flog the baby or just keep him imprisoned until stoicism makes a comeback. Inbred won't matter too much then. No, if you have an inbred baby, you imprison it and then you banish it off somewhere. At least that's what I did last time. Wow, we're making a lot of manpower. It's quite nice. Is there something wrong with you? Shit, he's depressed. Fuck me. And he became tactically inflexible. Well. All of a sudden, I'm not all too happy about you being the next leader. You were so good. He was so good. But now he's just... We can throw him into the ground. I don't suppose there's any way we can... Yeah, we've got Marcus Nigidius over here, but he's... He's already part of the military faction, and I don't think we can woo him over. It's also not like he's like the best guy ever. Petro Farce, thank you for something for 26 months in a row. Tip my hat after you, sir. Let me get the women out of here. Aha! Honest and secure. He's got a bit of a filthy beard though, but this guy seems to... He's 33. He's still young and impressionable. We could do some of it. Eventually, they'll have, like... too many points for you to ever make them change their political allegiance. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you allied with Sinonia, perchance? No. How did he just... Because, I mean, I had the province occupied, right? Okay, so that would be something that I buried for. I don't know how they even managed that. Makes very little sense to me. That was a bit of a dick move. I don't know how they managed to do that, man. That was bullshit. Oh, the siege is taking forever too. Yeah, RNGesus isn't exactly on our side here. Maybe that's because he hasn't been born yet. Oh, yeah. Yeah, quite unfortunate there. Oh, and we can change our final thing here. Pecunium, I want to use that. And Aternum, I also want to use cultural assimilation. Very nice. Alright, let's go conquer Ancona. I'm just gonna welcome everybody in again, because I need some more, some better populist candidates over here. Let's hold another triumph for this guy. Oh, okay. He can't. Well, it's time to go fight this guy, which the Senate does not want to do. No, the Senate does want to do. Alright, let's do it. Because he just stole all of my shit. I thought I had this occupied, but apparently he did. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. No diplomats like EU4? No, you have an infinite amount of diplomats, but you can't send the same diplomat to the same country twice, because the diplomat is still walking there, supposedly. So, but you can send diplomats to as many different guys as you want. But not, you can't just like spam it. So you have a dedicated diplomat for every country, basically. So that's, I like that a lot. That you don't have to worry about how many diplomats you have. This is a lot of people though. I might want to expand the military a little bit. Let's get me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll also get a few more of those triremes, because I only had 8 of them. And we need to try sailing around this coast, because there's always pirates there. Filthy buggers. But I mean, I don't want to answer that question because it might get too reviewy. But I've always wanted to have some sort of family business in EU4, like actual characters, instead of just, oh, this guy's a 666, you know? And something that you can do about it, like you can properly give them an education or whatever, or, you know. make them better. Instead of just praying for the education for a ruler event. So, I don't mind. Okay, what is this? 10 support for the military faction. Can you just fuck off? No. No, I'm not giving the military faction any more support. I want this guy in power right now. What is the max stat? 15, 15, 15? No. No, I've had an event that gave me Gaius Marius, like the historical figure. And he had, I think, 19 martial. It's so funny because, like, if you have 19 martial and you make him into the Tribunus Militum, and you get like 10 discipline from that. It's so stupid. And no matter what battle, even if you were like 3 to 20, and you would walk into that, and the game would be like, "Oh, you're going to win this, buddy. You're going to win this because your guy has like 10 more martial than the other dude." You wouldn't win, but the game would think you would. Oh, shit. Running into some pirates here. We're gonna want to retreat there. Is what I was going to say, but apparently we can just... I don't want to accidentally lose a bow. Alright, so if one of these gets too damaged, but... Seems like we rolled well enough, so we'll probably end up winning that. How's my ancient history knowledge? It's quite good. Alright, well, quite good. Yo, Gaius Marius, I don't know where you're going with this. He was a famous populist in the Roman Republic. Gaius Marius actually married the aunt of Julius Caesar, giving the Caesar family a lot of funds and solidifying Caesar as a member of the populist faction in the Roman Republic. My Gaius Marius, the man who wanted the common people to be able to join the military. Right. Gaius Marius. Do I still need to hold a triumph? No, I think he's... I'm not gonna hold triumphs if I don't need to. They cost points. Tell me more. Gracchi brothers bit bigger than Gaius Marius. No! Gracchus destroyed the Republic. Gracchus is a dick. He did something that was never going to be sustainable to begin with, and no. I don't like Gracchus. You know, if I recall correctly, there's a law in this. Gracchus reform. Stupid fucking Gracchus. Yes, the famous bread door. So what this motherfucker did was he was just like, oh, you know how in Rome, how there's people living in Rome and they need to eat? Well, food is free now. And then, you know, free food for everyone. And people started wondering how Rome started to grow so quickly. Because why wouldn't you want to live in a city where bread and food and everything is fucking free? Stupid grass. I don't like grass. Hey, you know, you need to go conquer Spain because food. And then you need to go fucking conquer Egypt because food. You need to be a dick to everybody because, well, we gotta give people free food. And no one can change it, because food is free, and if you want to change that, then, well... Grass. It also increased the tax income. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. But I never liked Gracchus. in uni. So I was like, this is stupid. Why did he do this? This. Of course, I never put that on the test or whatever. I was just like, oh well, the Gracchus performs, blah, blah, blah. But I never liked Gracchus. I like Marius though. Marius made a lot of sense. How about Sianus? And that's as far as my memory goes. I don't know Sianus. What about Sulla? I don't know, I'm a bit torn about Sulla. Wasn't Sulla the guy that marched into Rome to restore order and then he put up lists of people's names? And he was just like, hey, you're free to go kill these people now. Tragedy Zero, thank you for someone for 39 months in a row. Tip my hat up to you, sir. Bread was free to force people to buy luxury goods like wine or buy jewelry. No, bread was free because the fucker wanted the people to support him. That's why bread was free. It was a bribe. And a bribe that no one could ever undo because then they would be that guy that made bread no longer free. So, Gracchus was just a filthy briber person. But I'm going for a smoke. I'll be back in a bit, guys. I will be back in a bit. And now we get to start the operation of trying to wear the helmet again. How do you spell the free bread guy's name? You spell him like this. Hold on, let me find the law. I think this is a very nice touch, by the way. Like, they named these laws after actual laws that Rome enacted, and then there's a little story behind it. So you have the Gracchus reform. Wary of his brother's fate, who I think got murdered, Gaius Gracchus continued to pass wide measure of social and land reform, focusing on domestic justice and the appropriation of conquered land. The famous bread dole instituted by Gaius was the subject of popular acclaim. Yeah, no shit. This shit really increased populist influence. Like, +1 instead of +0.2. Stupid. Pretty sure Tiberius Gracchus is the one that got murdered, but I'm not entirely sure on that, because it was a long time ago since I studied history. You want Gaius Gracchus. Can you please talk about army composition? I honestly haven't figured out army composition in the slightest. So I've been using this because the game wants you to use this, because you start with us always. Eventually I'll replace this with heavy horses, but the thing with heavy horses is that they suffer a lot of they're a lot of weight, so they suffer more attrition. And if I were to add heavy horses to this, so right now this army can walk everywhere in Italy and most of the areas in Greece. But if I were to add heavy horses to this, it would be a lot less green. But I've been using only light horses to fight off barbarians. Like, say you own... Where's the civilization map mode? You don't want to conquer uncivilized if you don't need to, by the way. So I'll like own this, and then eventually there'll be barbarians coming out of these mountains because this place is all freaking barbland. So they invade, and then I'll use light horses because they're super fast, so they can chase down the barbarians, and they're very effective at doing so. Also, the penultimate anti-barb troop. If you plan on invading barbarian land, suck up to Scythia, so you can get yourself some steppe horses, or conquer it, so you can get yourself some steppe horses, because they have steppe horses, steppe horses. Because steppe horses allow you to make horse archers, which are both incredibly good against archers and light infantry, and that's all these motherfuckers build. Not only that, but they're not even that heavy. In fact, they have no malice to being heavy. Unlike heavy infantry, which are also good against archers. Not against archers, but against light infantry. But the horse archers are just the penultimate anti-barbarian weapon. So if you plan on conquering uncivilized people, use these. They're great. They're the best. I don't know why you would use anything else. Like, these guys suck against them. Those guys suck against those. And, you know, I think the one thing that would beat them would be heavy, light. I don't know what beats them. What beats these? Yeah, I suppose heavy or light cavalry, because they deal reduced damage to them, but they don't get increased damage from anything, I don't think. No. Horse archers are just OP, as they should be. So what are you saying is become the Mongols? If you're planning on fighting barbarians. Other than that, like if you're playing as Rome, you get so many fucking heavy infantry bonuses. Let's see, 10% discipline, 15% offense, 15% defense. You know, heavy infantry is just kind of the shit if you're Rome. Let's go land on Corsica real quick. Succeeding where Rome failed by checking the unit tab before invading Germany and struggling against the two. Yeah, like... Horse archers are great. They don't suffer additional attrition, and they're good against everything that the barbarians make. So... Except maybe chariots. Except maybe chariots. No, 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 no. No, just make like 15 horse archers and have that be your army. Just invade. They're not even that expensive, are they? Oh no, they're quite expensive. They're quite expensive. They're as expensive as half a boat. How to make Roma dictatorship. Step 1, invade Gaul. It's funny you should... Oh boy, he's sieging me down. You don't actually need to invade Gaul. I have a trick. You just need a lot of talkie talk. You need to have like 750 talkie talk power. 750? 1, 2... Oh. Where's my list? Conquest, Thrace, Macedon, Diadochi, pass, civitatis, revoke civitatis. Pass it, set 250. Revoke it is 250. Pass it again is 250. Revoke it again it's 1,000. I don't think we need to do it that many times. But we'll save up like 1,000 points. No, we need an uneven amount. Pass, revoke, pass. Revoke. So it's either 750 or 1,250. So we need an uneven amount. Choosing sides. Lose? 110 oratory power. No, it's fine if that guy goes militarist. We almost have our election. Yeah, it's too bad this guy is stupid and depressed. Oh, he's no longer depressed! Yay! He's no longer depressed! Way to go, buddy! Let's hold another triumph for that. I'm holding a triumph for the hope that he gets the victorious straight. Is the mana here helmet? No, I mean this is just dip. You use it to fabricate claims. You use it to culture flip people. You use it to promote people. It's just dip. It really is just dip. It has diplomatic ideas written all over it. Now, hold on. Because I was thinking maybe we could start getting a successor. Not that guy. Even though he's... No, he's got... Look at him. He's got an infection. He's chased. He's greedy. No, fuck him. Anything else? Oh, who's that? Ah, he's old. He's 61. I'm not gonna do it. Oh, yo. I'm gonna woo you into populism like nobody's business. Here, let's make him a Roman first. I'm gonna make you so populist like you wouldn't even believe. This guy is gonna be my next ruler. Look at him. Intelligent, energetic, ambitious, and loving. Sugoi desu ne. But first I need a populist in power for that. Alright, you did good. I can't. I'm gonna bribe him. Makes him corrupt. Slowly gets him over to the dark side. And we'll get those troops over there. Yeah, we're gonna need to make him quite popular though. But not only that, we need to make friends with him. But we need to make friends with him after the populist guy gets elected. Alright, siege down Corsica. So now we can move out over here. There you go. 8, 7, 10, 8. Quite nice. As far as this goes, I might want to go for the national unrest thing now. I don't think I need more help, but I liked the national unrest right about yesterday. And as far as this goes, I don't think I want to pick another thing just yet. No, I don't particularly need to. So we'll hold off on spending our civic points for now. Managing your pop seems to be one huge balancing act. No. You can automate most of it. So I have everything occupied, so we can piece him out now. Fuck you. Oh, what did we miss? Oh, okay. I was afraid he was going to be too expensive. Is he? Oh no. He would be too expensive were it not for the fact that I'm Rome and I've got permaclaims and everything. What's my stance? It's bellicosi. Rome starts with bellicose. Bellicosi? Bellicose. The fighty one. Rome starts with the fighting dove. Or a dove that's screaming or bleeding. The bleeding dove. Civic is like admin? I don't know what Civic is like. Civic's a bit weird. You use it to move slaves around. And make trade routes. Civic is a bit of a weird one. Can I show you what the other stances do? Sure! You have the neutral stance, which does nothing, gives you an extra diplomatic relation. You've got the appeasing stance, which you go into after conquering like a boatload of land. You've got like 200 aggressive expansion. That's when you go into this. Horny Crusader, thank you for the host, man. Tip man after use here. You've got the mercantile stance, which more money. The bellicosi stance, which lets you conquer people easier and makes fabricating a claim cheaper, but also pisses off everyone. And then you have the subjugation, vassal integration stance, which it can be kind of hard at the start of the game to improve relations with your vassals to the point where you can integrate them. So that's why that thing is there. It lets you do that. Alright, now we can piece them out. Let's take everything and the money. And we are going to pass judgment on their families. Even though none of them are particular. Oh boy, I'm gonna murder this guy. What's that? I'm gonna erase everyone except for that one. Crucifixion, baby. So how does dictatorship relate to Alexander's generals? Diadochi, missed the first part of the stream. So, because we are a republic, we get to make whoever we want, like you've seen with Lucius Volumnius Violence. He was just a humble researcher, researching away oratory advances. But he was part of the populist faction, so I was like, well, let's go make this guy consul. We are going to do that, but with one of the Diadochi, because they get a stat bonus. So these people are most likely better than anything that we can get. Although, of course, now that we're looking at these guys all suck, but theoretically, they should be a lot better, because they have this, and they breed that, basically. So. Yeah, now, of course, they all suck, but, you know, what are you gonna do? And thankfully we are using the correct edict everywhere. Thank you. And now it's time to go fight Somnium, who's allied with Etruria, who will take over as war leader. That's a bug. Because Etruria is definitely dead. Apuella, Tarentum, and Sinolono. And now we get a claim of Carthage, because we've conquered Etruria. Yeah, I'll do that. 10,000 manpower, don't mind if I do. It does give the military faction a bit more influence though. I need a successor. Okay. This guy's good. But we want to make friends with this guy, because we need to. He's got 16 civic conviction. So let's go make friends with him. And then we need to make him super popular, and then eventually he'll flip to the correct thing. Yeah. Let's give him a large amount of progress towards befriending him. Right now, because this guy's populist, if we make him friends with this dude over here, the 10-11-8-8 God King ruler, he will slowly start being pushed over to populism. And I'd like to move that army over there as well. Yes, you can remove governors. Okay, so the thing is, you can remove governors until they pick the right policy. But the thing is, a governor applies to this entire area, but the policy is just for these areas. So whenever you get a new governor, all of these areas get reset. So you'd have to keep switching governor until they pick the right one for all of the areas? I don't know about that one, man. Right, my ruler's gonna give him... Does he even have that money? No. Bit of a bummer in there. I would like to stab up, but I need a little bit more admin power. Or religious power, sorry. This music is the Witcher 1 soundtrack. I want to listen to Age of Mythology's soundtrack. Age of Mythology soundtrack. Yeah, but the provinces also change. I think it's just good if you conquered a new thing. Yeah, sure. Oh, great. We're friends with him now. So now let's check his loyalty gain. It's plus 12, and this is plus 16. Let's hold a triumph. Should update. Maybe at the month tick. But he should be gaining a lot more conviction towards populism. It'll take a long time for him to flip to the correct thing. And it can be dangerous, because I'm giving him a lot of influence and popularity. If he doesn't actually flip to populism before the next election, we're fucked. Although, right now, the populists are so influential that I doubt that's really going to be a problem. Let's check if we can get a better populist to increase populist power. There you go. And if we don't get a populist for the next one that's good, I am going to pass the law that makes me rule for life. Where's Tarentum? Okay, it's down there. This is fine. Are there any arguments for not going populist dictatorship? Yes. Republic is great in and of itself, but you constantly have to worry about... Well, if you're gonna stay Republic, you don't want populists in power, right? Because it gives you extra power cost, whereas these guys give you bonuses. But I've seen a little something that makes me really, really badly want to go monarchy. So... let's check this gain now. Point 14, Jesus. If only we could make him corrupt somehow. He has holdings in Urbinium. And the more holdings I give him by holding triumphs for him, the more holdings I give him by giving triumphs to him, the more likely he's going to be to, oh boy, we ran into some pirates again, but I think we should be fine with 10 boats. Yeah, the more holdings I give him, the more likely he's going to flip to, those. It's so hard to make people populist. It's so easy to make people populist. No. It's hard to make good people populists. Because he's got so many stats that I'd have to make him fully popular. And I'd have to bribe him every single time I can. Well, we can bribe him in July. And we can hold a triumph in June next year. We can bribe him in July next year. So not until next year we don't need to do shit. Corrupt him, yes. We need to bring him over to the dark side, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. But most importantly, we need to conquer this. Because that will give us a claim on Epirus. And then we can go conquer Macedon. And let's check out their family, if we can. Oh, they're all shit. Come on, make some babies that aren't shit. Oh, pregnant? Yes. I wonder if you can, like, inspire them to join you. Maybe we can do that. Let's find a little family member. Maybe we can poach them. I don't think it works that way, but... No, we can't aspire disloyalty until he's an adult. Come on, man, can't I give him some ice cream or something? Why did the populist gain negative modifiers? I don't know. You get them by making them popular and corrupt. Because they're a bunch of corrupt people, I don't... And they want to seize power. I guess that's why. They're the only ones that can seize power. Like, some laws you can only pass if you have a populist in power. Well, this seems to be going well. Can we increase some fort maintenance real quick? Oh, come on. Just finish these sieges, man. Oh, goodness. Just finish it. I don't need to blockade this one because it's not a port, by the way. Just in case you're wondering. I do need to blockade this one, but I'm already doing that. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Ah, fun. Ah, he's gonna beat me to it. Yeah. I have this nagging suspicion that Alright, sure. I'll do this one. Although the Freeman promotion cost is quite interesting. I have this nagging suspicion that this 42% doesn't actually mean 42%. Oh, okay, we got the siege. So now all we need to do is occupy that, and then we can peace out Apuella. And then hopefully we can make it there before they siege it down. But somehow I doubt it. Also, these two provinces aren't actually getting sieged up for some reason. Well, I mean, we'll be fine as long as... as long as they don't transfer it over to Apuella. Which they didn't, so... Yeah, there's this fort, I know. This is why I don't build forts, guys. If you build forts, you have to unsiege them when they get sieged down. In case you're wondering why I'm being all spasticated about this, you can't separate peace someone until 3 years have passed, or if you've completely sieged them down. So this guy's completely sieged down now, which means I can peace him out, which is like 12,000 units out of the war, so... You know, worth. There you go, peace him out now. And claim on Empress. Well, not yet. Just inviting the big families in and letting the rest get crucified. Got a bad research ratio. Whatever. I would like to sacrifice to the gods right now. And then I'm going to make my ruler into a dictator. Because his ambition is to become dictator. And if I succeed, he gets popularity and Rome gets +1 stab, which is going to increase my research gain, which is hopefully going to make this stupid warning go away. But that's not like dictator. That's just like a dictator. But that's not a dictatorship. He's just an emergency dictator. Like when I sign peace, he's going to return his powers. That's what's gonna happen. Probably. Hopefully. I do hope he returns his powers. I'm not ready for seizing power just yet. This guy needs to fight a battle. Sieges don't count for this, so we need to go fight a battle right now. And we'll go unsiege this along the way. Alright, cool. Scipio siege down. Let's move on to the next one. Because I can hold another triumph, but... I need to win a battle to be able to do that. Also, why am I using Force March? Get the fuck out of here. Still have some morale that we need to recover. Oh, we can peace out Tarentum now? Or what is this? Sipon-Tipitop? Siptop-Tipitop? There you go, Siptop-Tipitop. 3 members, 3 members, 3... Yeah, crucify that. I'm not taking the popularity hit for 3 people. Aren't I concerned that my pops are getting killed by enemy sieges? Nah, because those people weren't Roman yet, so... you know, if they're dead, that means I don't have to culture convert them. Besides, they only kill like 2 people. It doesn't really matter. Well, depending on how many people live there, of course, but... Now, that place is a... port, but there's probably pirates there. Are we going to get some reinforcements here, or what are we doing? No? No reinforcements? Alright. In that case, we're doing something different. I'm going to pay max maintenance for my troops. We'll sit here for 1 more month, get our morale back, and then we'll attack this. Or rather, they will attack us, apparently. Shit. I should have attacked them into this, because it was hills. Would have had a bonus. Oh well. He better win. He's going to win. He's going to win, and we're going to give him a triumph. That's what we're going to do. Conquer Apuella. What will that do for us? 20 loyalty and... Yeah, well, whatever. Check my advisors. I have new characters. Sure. Well, we can check these. Oh, okay. This guy flipped freaking religious faction, but right now we've got a 12-pip populist right there. That guy can just be the best guy we have. This guy can just be the best guy we have. This guy can just be the best guy we have. Best guy we have. This is... doesn't matter, and doesn't matter. Also, let's check research. These guys also don't really matter. They're political allegiance, that is. So you could just pick the best option. Oh, I forgot to switch into turtle. Oh well. Let's do that now before we forget. I like turtle way better than the others. So now that you've won a battle, let's go hold a triumph for him. And let's check it where his loyalties lie now. Plus 16. Shit. We can only make him a little bit more popular. Shoot. Let's hope that that's enough. It'll take a long time before he becomes populist, though. Are my boats fully repaired? Yeah, boats are fully repaired. And we'll go and siege that shit now. It's fine. Yeah, we'll have it on siege initiative. I could assault. I mean, the fact that he's here is costing me money, so. And we just gotta claim on Greece, because we've conquered this. I don't know all the event triggers, but some of them I'm pretty sure about. Really? Thank you. Now, I'm a little bit unsure about this, because the next guy's also populist, but he's shit. And the next guy getting a throne is Quintius Fabius Rullianus. Shit. I can't, like, smear his reputation or whatever. Because, then I just get a non-populist. When is the next election? 61. So we have until 61 to get another populist in power. This guy's only 38 years old. Let's, boosting this dude's popularity is gonna take too long. He's far too deep into this, so... Remember, stat padding counts with marriages. What? Stat padding? As in... breeding... eugenics? Alright, cool. As long as they don't touch this place, because I need that place for the grain. Alright, cool. Let's Tarentum beast out. And now this war's pretty much done. Let's take a look here. 60 members, I'll take it. 17 members, 17 members, and 2 members. No, thank you. Scorned families appear to be a non-issue, correct? Well, no. Scorned families become upset, and then if scorned families are rich, they raise armies, and then they murder you eventually. Thing is, scorned families create populists, so for now, I'm alright with having some populists. See, every scorned family gets a little tinsy-wincy bit of a bonus towards populism. So, I'll have no shortage of populists if I need them. When I need them. But of course, if you want to stay Republic, then you don't want populists. You want to not have scorned families. You might not want to embrace everybody that you see. But I do, because, yeah. But it sure is a heck of a lot easier to keep control of your nation if you don't scorn every family. It also very much depends on which family you scorn. Like, if you just have this... Like, all of these families are not influential at all. But if they... See, this guy, if he becomes disloyal and he's... You know... I think his disloyalty... Yeah. So it's slowly increasing because he's the same faction as the ruler. But if he wasn't, he'd get upset. And then if he's upset and rich, you get problems. Giddy is an entire village of... Yeah, wait, hold on. Look at this. But they're not scored, they're respected, because I keep giving them jobs. A lot of them. Like, this is a good family. But, I mean, with this many people, obviously it's going to be a good family. There seems to be a line between how big the family... Like, for example, these... He's not bad, but... Not exactly great either. You could use Nagiti to start a whole line of incest. Probably. But incest is not something you want. Incest is not wincest. So, the thing is, do I want to pass that law? 'Cause I don't know. I certainly want to pass one law. I want to pass the Lex Claudia. Not because it's particularly good, but it gives me populist influence. And here comes the crux of the story. Look at this influence right here. It goes down. Oh. Passing laws has an effect on these guys' influence. Well. I wonder if we're gonna do something with that. Alright, cool. We have this, which means we can get some siege ability and some fustarium and some extra supply limit. Thank you. That's what we've been saving up for. I wonder if there's something we can do with that. I'm really not looking forward to the next election. No siree. Can we hold a triumph for him? No. Shit, I need to fight another war before the next election. Quickly. What's his popularity? Also, this dude, how is, can we bribe you again? No. We can hold a triumph for him. We can bribe him again in November. With that, populist gain is now very much the biggest one. Yeah, okay. So this dude is eventually going to be consul, but it's gonna take a while. Which he might actually be, because he's so fucking popular right now, he might actually be, No! No, because the civic faction has, like, very little support. So it's not even... buddy, just jump over to the dark side. I know you want to. Oh, look at his fucking traits, dude. Look at him. Intelligent, energetic, ambitious, and loving. Have my babies. Fuck the Diadochi. I'll make this guy dictator for life. Dude's way better, man. Look at him. He's got like only positive traits, and he's only 30 years old, and he's making babies. How good do you want it to be? It doesn't get much better than that. Does this game have lucky nations? Not really, but Rome has a lot of events that give them bonuses to shit. I suppose it does have... oh, look at this. The Cornelii has been scorned for long enough, and they're now raising an army. Cool, 3 units. I'll just wait a year and then revoke his thing. Get some free units, even though I don't want any of those, but that's okay. Yeah, 6k, I'm not really worried about 6k. Oh shit, what the fuck? News has reached us, because this guy's important, so I'm reading this. News has reached us this morning that the entire estate of Fabius Octavius Triaris, a particularly good friend of Consul Lucius, his cognomen burned down, and that's the one thing that was keeping him in the civic faction. Yeah, burned down to the ground last night in a terrible fire. He approaches Lucius now in confidence, asking for state funds to restore his estate to its former glory. This option is available because of the level of tyranny. No, but yeah, this doesn't really work. Cause shit. Fuck. Okay. Not crap. Shit. Fine. I'll give you the stupid money. I can't stop being friends with him because the cognomen gives him less influence than... less civic influence than this does. So, not really an option there. We see your empire, sure. This is it so far. I'm trying to not blow up too quickly because it hurts my research ratio, and we've got some laws to pass. If I'm gonna get this fuckwad in power, then I'm gonna do something because I don't want him. I don't want anything to do with this guy.
Can't wait to play this game in 7 hours or so.
Fuck.
Quick question to you. How well would you be able to transition from EU4 to Imperator? More similarities than less or completely different?
I love the fucking Latin voice. Rayquaza at 1090, thank you for something for a full year. Tip my hat off to you, sir. 1 year, can't wait to play this game in 7 hours or so. Quick question to you. How well would you be able to transition from EU to Imperator? Okay, so you're gonna be able to play the game if you know EU4. That's it. You don't need to do the tutorial. It's really good. Honestly, guys, do the fucking tutorial. The tutorial is so good, and you do the tutorial. It's so good, and that's all the differences. Then you just know how to play the game. If you played EU4, I don't know what it's like if you haven't played EU4 because I haven't not played EU4, so I don't know what it's like if you haven't played EU4. But I played EU4 and I did the tutorial and I was like, oh, okay, I know how to play this game now. Of course, 120 hours later, you know that you don't actually know how to play the game, but yeah. You mostly know how to play the game. Yeah, let's just... Ooh, Marion. Yes. Alright. Cool. Yes, it was a good tutorial. Trust me. It was a great tutorial. I was very impressed. They did a very good job. It was nice. It was... And you get to keep playing afterwards. You just start a game as Rome. You get a bunch of objectives. They help you do them, and then... You know where all the buttons are. It's clever. It's nice. It was good. I get to say that because it's not a review of the game. It's just talking about the game. Just discussing. Someone who hasn't played EU4 had no clue what to do. Right. Yeah. So, it helps if you've played EU4. But I still think it's a good tutorial. I need to declare this war quickly because the election's next year in... I like with Syracuse. Syracuse, hello. How you doing? What am I hearing? Oh, my alarm. Well, it is about high time I went for a smoke, but first I want to fix this election. I'm detaching some troops from that guy, because I want this guy to win the battle. This guy's already max popularity, so... Oh, let's bribe him again. Make him a little bit more corrupt. Yeah, it'll take... I don't know how long. Someone with some math skills. Oh, that's why the dude can't fucking become... That's why it's very hard for this guy to become... He's not Roman. He's not Roman. Oh shit. That's gonna be a problem now, isn't it? It's giving him a lot of succession support balances. What about this guy? Are you Roman? No. I don't wanna get this guy, man. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pass this law real quick. I think I'm gonna pass this law real quick. I really don't wanna live with this fuckwad. No, I'm not. No, fuck it. Grant citizenship? Yeah, that doesn't... He's already has citizenship. He's just not Roman culture. I don't know if we can make him Roman culture somehow. I haven't tried that yet. It's this darn shame because he's fucking amazing. But maybe if I make the land where he's from Roman? I don't know. Eventually he will become Roman. Eventually they do become Roman. But...
2 years, Carthage stream www.
Mikey Pikey 22, thank you for someone for 24 months in a row. Tip my hat off to you, sir. Yo, I'm passing this law because I don't want this guy in power, and I don't want anything other than the populists in power because it's a pain in the dick to get them in power, so I'm passing this. So the election's supposed to be next year. But now it's going to be a little bit later than that. I'm quite happy with my current ruler, so... Oh, look at that! We gained 14 populist influence when we press this button. And now the election's going to be in, well, 45 years. I'm going for a smoke. I'll be back in a bit. I've got a consul for life now. But that's not the same as a dictator. It's not the same. There's still elections. They just happen in 50 years. So when this guy is 95.